Welcome back to CryptosRUs, aka God of TA. I am George. We're all George. So, today certainly was fantastic. And I'm here to declare that a new all-time high for Bitcoin is coming soon. Very, very soon. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything that happened today, what's coming up, and when exactly is that all-time high coming. And let's do some more speculating tonight. All right, let's do it. Welcome, 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 guys. Look at this. Hey, we came down a little bit today. We came down a little bit since this morning, but man, I was so correct once again. Except I was $100 off. This morning, after we broke out from 71.4, I forgot where we were this morning, but you know, I said after we broke out of 71.4, what was the next stop? Basically, I said by tonight, we'll probably go hit the 73.8. And guess what? We were like $100 away from that. And it almost hit it like this afternoon. It was like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Man, we were $100. But I did tell you guys, I mean, all the short-term charts indicated we were overbought, so we did have to consolidate a little bit. So we came down a little bit, but overall today was absolutely fantastic. We were $100 away from breaking into new high territory. Okay, so bottom line, we still have a couple of days left in October, aka October. So it's not over yet. It's definitely not over yet. Things are still looking great. We are in bull season. And of course, November could be even better. We know that election's coming up, right? Rate cut is coming up. A lot of great things are coming up. But this month is not over yet. And I'm still clinging on to my prediction. Let's see how good my predictions are. That we will hit $80,000 by the end of this month. And we're running out of days, guys. We're running out of days. Can we break all-time high either tonight or tomorrow? And if we do, can we hit like 74, 75K? And then next stop, 80K before November. That would be crazy. But I think we still have a chance. So tomorrow, it's looking like it could be a green day once again. Reddit exploded today, has nothing to do with crypto. Alphabet went up today, has nothing to do with crypto. MicroStrategy went up slightly, formed a new 52-week high. All the crypto stocks went up today, so that's good. You know, still going up. I thought, you know, the stocks would consolidate a little bit, but it's just too hot right now. Way too hot. Okay. And a lot of people are just, you know, calling for a new high this week. You know, here's the irritating thing. Cointelegraph always says, oh, well, this trader sees this. This analyst says this. This person says this. Why do they never say, George of CryptosRUs said this? Because I've been saying it from the very beginning. They never quote me. They never talk about me. I don't know why. They just pick random people on X. Just somehow X people, you know, they know their thing, right? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. But, you know, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it because 3 weeks ago in my Sunday walk video, Okay. This is after the first week of October, and it wasn't looking good. Okay. You know, we actually dipped down after the first week, and people are getting bearish. People are like, what happened to October? Why did we go down? You know, like people are getting like all trollish and nasty, and people are like, what happened? You know, like what's going on, right? Listen to what I said. I said this in September, and I'll say it again in October. The first week does not dictate the remaining 3 weeks or 4 weeks of the month. Okay? Just because a month starts out bad does not mean it's going to end up that way. It could. Doesn't mean it can, but it doesn't have to. All right, I'm not going to play the whole thing. You could rewatch the whole thing. But throughout this whole week, this whole month, what I've been telling you guys is this. October is not over until October is over, right? And sure enough, this final week, we've had a pretty good run so far, and it's not over. It's not over, right? And I think it's going to get better, of course. Today, we had 215 million shorts liquidated. You know, we've been having a good time. We've been looking at this live on air, watching all the shorts get liquidated. That's why we've been seeing a lot of these short squeezes. We see these like gigantic pumps out of nowhere. It's all due to the short squeezes. And today, actually, that's not what I wanted to show, but today we saw a lot of it. That's why we went up so much. We almost broke into all-time high because of it. And we still have a really good chance to get back up there because right now, there's not a whole lot of shorts holding us back. You could see we broke through all these levels, 73.1, 73.3, 73.5. We went all the way. We almost broke through this 73.7 and then 73.8. That's when we would have broken into all-time high. And then, you know, and then it goes upwards, right? There are a lot more to go. It seems like people have not learned their lesson. People have opened up more shorts, and we will be clearing them out as we go higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, there's a lot more to clear out, even above 74, 75,000, right? And it goes up to 76, 77,000. But that's okay. We'll use them as ammunition as we go higher, and we'll just clear them all out. Again, not sure why people want to short Bitcoin at this point. It seems kind of silly, especially as the momentum is building, right? But the next big like liquidation wall on the short side is this 73.7, and we cleared that. Basically, we're breaking the all-time high. And as you can see right now, there's not that much holding us back. We could certainly climb right back up to 73,000 and get right back up to that level in no time. That could happen during the stream. That could happen tonight. It could happen tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure we will test it soon. After this consolidation, like I said, we went up a little bit too fast. We need to consolidate a little bit. And we'll retest it, and we'll break through, and then we'll get more shorts liquidated, and that's what we want. That's what we want. 215 million, that is no joke. But there will be a lot more. There will be a lot more as we climb higher. Outside of that, of course, we've been seeing a ton of ETF inflows. Today is no exception. ETF volume surpassed 5 billion. This is actually not correct. You could see over here, the headline is ETF trading surpassed 5 billion. Most of it, as you can see, is from one issuer, BlackRock. BlackRock, BlackRock, BlackRock. In fact, BlackRock had more volume by itself than everyone else combined. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know. I don't know what does. I mean, they are just, man, they're just crazy. So even without counting BlackRock's actual inflow numbers, everyone else combined is already at 227 million inflow. So again, if you're figuring today is such a good day, they at least probably had another 300 million, if not more, maybe 400, maybe 500 million. So today is another massive inflow day. Like I've been saying with these ETFs, they are starting to have effect. Obviously, the reason why we keep going up and up and up, it's because of the whales and the ETFs. When you have close to $500 million just from the ETFs alone, it's going to amount to something. These exchanges or wherever that are selling Bitcoin OTC, they're going to run out. The market is going to dry up. There's not infinite amount of Bitcoin being sold, so it's going to dry up someday. And right now it's having an effect, definitely having an effect. And also, of course, outside of ETFs, you're seeing just basically just FOMO. Case in point, we all know MicroStrategy, MSTR, the symbol, but there is ETF that's 2x MicroStrategy. People have told me about it. If you think MicroStrategy is moving too slow for you, there's MSTU, which moves at 2x the pace of MicroStrategy. It was launched 6 weeks ago, and it's already up 225%. It trades at $500 million in volume, which is the top 1% of all ETFs. It's basically one of the biggest and fastest growing ETFs in history already. That tells you how much demand there is for, I guess, Bitcoin exposure at this point in Wall Street, right? That's just absolutely huge. And as for Saylor and MicroStrategy themselves, I think he's sitting pretty. His investment is now sitting at $8.4 billion in unrealized profit. Obviously, he did not sell his Bitcoin yet. And as Bitcoin goes higher and higher and higher, that unrealized profit is going to go to 10 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion. Someday may go to 100 billion, whatever, maybe one day to trillions. You know, it's going to keep adding up. That's why he's just smiling all the way to the bank. That's what's happening. And you gotta thank Saylor on many accounts, because obviously there's been OGs, people that have been in a space much longer than Saylor, but he's really the one that has shown Wall Street. He's really the one, you got to credit, that's shown Wall Street what a publicly traded company can do with Bitcoin, specifically just holding Bitcoin on his balance sheet. Like, he is the one that pushed, you know, kind of drove or set an example for others. And now everyone else is considering it. So he did that. What else is there? Florida's chief financial officer. I didn't even know that states actually have CFOs. But Florida's CFO endorses a strategic Bitcoin reserve. It's like everyone wants a strategic. Oh, I see someone says BlackRock had a 600 million inflow today. Jesus, if that's true, that's probably true. That may be the one of the biggest inflow day for BlackRock. That's crazy. Crazy. 600 million inflow just from one ETF. That's nuts. But anyways, now you have states that wants to put Bitcoin on their, or I don't know if this is considered a balance sheet, but in a reserve. Obviously, we got one presidential candidate, Trump, that wants to put Bitcoin in the reserve for the entire country. But now you have states wanting to do that as well. Come on, guys. You guys have to realize by now, Bitcoin is scarce, okay? When everyone starts grabbing everything, one day there's just not going to be enough, and that's why the price keeps going higher and higher and higher. And I know a lot of you guys probably know this, or a lot of you guys have a lot of Bitcoin, but a lot of you guys may be thinking, well, Bitcoin is too expensive. It's too expensive. I can't make money off of Bitcoin. I can't become rich off of Bitcoin. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You could become rich off of Bitcoin. One day Bitcoin will hit $1 million. One day it could hit $3 million. Van Eck said it themselves. It's never too late to stack sats. And you can stack alts too, but don't ever ignore Bitcoin. You're seeing global adoption. It's the only one where you have states, you have countries, you have mass FOMO by BlackRock and all these ETFs, right? It's the only one. So don't ever ignore Bitcoin. Whale Alert reported another $1 billion worth of USDT being minted. This happens all the time, randomly. This is on top of the Tron network. You know, whenever this happens, you know whales are loading up, getting ready to buy. And the last few things. Log scale of Bitcoin is one of the craziest charts in history of financial markets. Is it really? I guess it is when you consider in 10 years time, or a little bit beyond that, but like in 15 years time, you have an asset that basically went from zero and went up to $73,000. There's no other asset on the planet that's ever done that. So yeah, if you're charting that, I would say it's probably one of the craziest charts ever in history. But you know, when you zoom in a little bit, we know that this is even outdated because we're way beyond 71,000. We have broken out of that handle, right? We know that. But we also know that the election is coming up, and that's coming up in like 1 week. And you know what happens to Bitcoin after election? Well, this is what happens. You could see it right there. Every single time we've had three halving events. And you could see what happened after every single election. So is it going to be different this time around? If I was a betting man, I would say no. No, it's not going to be different. So that is about to happen too, right? That's coming up next month, along with another rate cut. Those are great things. Great things. What else is there? There's really nothing else. Sui came back. So the only two things I want to say about Sui is I saw this. The highest net inflows among all chains is Sui. It's by a landslide, which is huge. But I did chart Sui recently, and I did say, hey, if it breaks out of this chart, it will come back, and it did. Transactions per second, even higher than Solana at this point. That's actually quite impressive. So good for Sui. All right, that's it Bitcoin is sitting at 72.4. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And like I said, we just get a little push. We'll get right back to 73. And then a little push more. We'll get right back to that 73.6. And then we'll be pushing up against that previous high in no time. And if we break through that, 75 is right around the corner. And after 75, 80 is right around the corner. All right, let's do some Q&A. Actually, if you're looking at this, I mean, this is on a much smaller time scale, so I don't really want to chart it, but that kind of looks like a pennant, a bullish pennant that's building up, but I don't need to chart that. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me scroll up. Let's see if I missed anything. K-Dub, do you think it's going to be a super cycle? And what do you think about quantum computer in the future? I'm not worried about second part. Quantum computer, I'm not worried because we're far, far away from that. Super cycle, I think there's a really good chance that I think we will see it because of so many institutions holding Bitcoin. So I don't think we'll see the same kind of drop, or at least the same percentage drop. All right, let's see. Kind of lost my voice. Rocky Top asks, have you seen anything on Carve? TV at 1 billion, market cap at 100 million. Just seen it listed on VMAX. I think it's one where it's some kind of automotive play. I have seen it before. It's like tracks car data, something like that. I remember something like that. No, completely wrong. Has nothing to do with cars. Largest modular data layer for gaming and AI. Okay. It's a gaming AI layer. Own, control, monetize your data. Okay. Maybe I have seen this before. Looks familiar. Carbon, Kaya, Power Identity. Okay, so I think you use this. They sound very familiar. I don't know why. Maybe I talked to him before. I think you build this into games. You build into games, and yeah, I think you build it into games, and then I don't know. I don't actually know, so I can't really comment. Sorry. I have to do more research into it. Jeff gifted 10 memberships. Awesome. If Bitcoin hits 100K, will you do a Sunday walk with no shirt, drinking Blue Label out of bottle? No, I will not. No, I will not do that. Lotto says, too late for me to buy Bitcoin now. I'm all in on Alta. Plan on buying Bitcoin in the bear with my profits. Might do 40, 30, 30. It's not too late, man. It may seem like it's too late. You say you go buy in the bear. The thing is, when Bitcoin comes down, it may be higher than where it is now. There's no guarantee that it will be lower than where it is now. And when you're all in on alts right now, you're probably suffering because most of the alts have not moved while Bitcoin has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you're not holding at least some Bitcoin, you're probably suffering. Kashov, 10,000 safest portfolio for upcoming bull run. Safest? Just pull on Bitcoin. That's the safest. You will definitely make money, but probably not the most, but you will make money for sure. That is the safest. If you want a little bit less safe and more aggressive, then at least 50% in Bitcoin, and then the remaining 50% diversify a little bit into big caps, 25% in big caps. And what I mean by that is probably anything above $10 billion. And then 25% in mid to small caps. Jason says, not only are we going to get an election and rate cut, but there will be another full moon. Full moons are good. Sometimes they're good. Most of the time they're good, but sometimes they can be bad too. But I'm hoping it's good this time around. Hey George, if you had 200,000 cash, would you purchase a property in Australia and put in Bitcoin? Of course, Bitcoin. Why would I purchase a property in Australia? What benefit would I get by purchasing a random property in Australia? Bills Mafia, learn to take a joke, first of all. And second of all, dude, you could just leave. I can't stand people, first of all, that can't take a joke. And second of all, get off your high horse. Deputy Dog, can you hire me as your personal bodyguard after you become filthy rich? No. No, I don't need a personal bodyguard. Thank you. Thank you for the offer. Dude, some of these people, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know if it's a language barrier or what. I try to make a joke, and then you got these guys that come in. There's this guy that just banned. He's like, I don't like the side of you, George. I don't like how you start bragging. I'm like, F off, dude. Learn how to take a joke, first of all. Okay? I don't need that shit from you. Jesus Christ. You know, stuff like that just like completely ruins the mood. And I'm not even drinking. I'm just drinking water. I'm trying to be healthy. If you had to choose between iBit and MicroStrategy, what would you pick for long term? MicroStrategy. I mean, its performance just unmatched. So, I mean, you just got to go by the, you know, performance. Fastest horse in the race. Soon Ferrari will accept Bitcoin and Sol next decade. Ferrari technically already accepts Bitcoin, but they don't know how to. At least my dealership, I've asked them, and they're like, yeah, supposedly we accept it, but they don't know how. Like, they just don't. Hey, Sui is really pumping once again. Climbing back up to its previous high of 232. Moving pretty good. Sol's coming back to their 186 mark soon. Jeff Warden, we almost did. We were like 100 points away. I think we're going to hit that again soon. I don't have any thoughts on Super Virtual Llamas. Zero thoughts on it. Where do you see Sol with Bitcoin at 100K? It'll probably be at least at its previous high, like 250. I'd say at least that. Unless like Bitcoin just sucks up the liquidity from all the alts and they don't move, but I don't see that happening. I think if Bitcoin's at 100K, everything moves. I think Sol will probably be at like 250 at least. were so close. So close today. So close. But tomorrow's another day. Ivan, I was on tail end last stream. Check out Neuro Labs. It's not coming up. What's Neuro Labs? Is it? It's not on CMC, so I don't know where it is. I am not drunk. I've just exercised really hard today. I've been hitting the gym pretty hard recently. What do you think about the bridge between BTC and ADA? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of people will be using it. There's not a whole lot of dApps that'll be using it. It's not gonna do much for ADA. Joe, stop asking if Doge Elon Musk could reach 10 billion. It's an irrelevant question. I can't bench that much. I used to bench pretty good. 3 plates. Now I barely bench 1 plate. I haven't benched in a long time. Long time. I've been out of the gym for a long time. I've been mostly just doing cardio, not weight training. But I have picked up a little bit more weight training these days. I just need to cut the fat first. I need to cut, and then I'll try to strength train. Would you rather hold Litecoin and collect bottle caps? I never understood why people collect bottle caps. That seems to be like a completely pointless hobby. It's radium since it's part of Soul Eco. I don't get it. I don't get it, Ivan. I know what radium is. But how is it part of radium? Jiao, thank you. What's the best way to keep your C phrase? I'm thinking of engraving on a metal plate and overcoating it with sealant paint. That's not a bad idea. I mean, engraving on a metal plate, they have kits for that. But you have to still keep it in a safe location. That's the thing. If you lose it, people could still like find it and then all your crypto's gone. But at least the metal plate is fire resistant, water resistant already. You don't really need to seal it and paint it. It's just a matter if you lose it. You probably want to either put in a safe deposit box or just hide it somewhere really good or in a fire safe. You don't really need to hide in a fire safe, but just like in a safe. Because some of those metal cards, they're resistant up to like 2,000-3,000 Fahrenheit, so they're pretty fire resistant. How do you think Jupiter will do this year? Extremely good. Extremely good. What is your newest coin? I don't have any new coins. I really don't. Just been holding on what I have. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. I need some rest. Kind of tired out from today's gains. Today was good. Today was really good. But I think tomorrow could finally be it. Tomorrow could be the day where we will shatter through this and form a new high. Tomorrow could be the day, guys. We got a couple days left in October. A couple days left in October. If tomorrow we could break through all-time high, I can't even draw a line after this one because there's no lines to reference. We have to do some advanced TA. I have to like do some like Fibonacci levels or something to like kind of figure out the next level. But if we could break through all-time high tomorrow, head to like 75, 76, then maybe the final day we can hit 80K. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.